welcome back to another episode of Well and Worthy Life.
Mwah. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I am so glad. It's so funny. We tried to record this the other day, and we had major technical problems.
You did.
We're hoping today is not one of those days. We're keeping our fingers crossed. Yes, exactly.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I know it's going to be great. So, but one of the things we were talking about is you were the first podcast. You were my first guest on the very first podcast of Well and Worthy Life, as it should be, because Well and Worthy Life is because of you.
Oh, no, you had it in your head.
Well, only because I saw what you were doing. You really inspired me and then encouraged me. I'll never forget when we came up with Well and Worthy Life.
We were at the beach.
We were at the beach, and I just kind of said, I remember I just kind of like threw it out there to you, like I just had this idea, and you were like, yes, you have to do it. And by the end of the day, we had the Well and Worthy Life name. We had you told me who to hire to make my website. I mean, it was crazy.
Well, you know what? I think that when you are, well, my age, you're a little bit younger, but when you're this age and you're trying to figure this stuff out, it's so hard because, I mean, first of all, I had no idea how to do it. You didn't know how to do it. So I feel like if there's somebody that's gone ahead of you that can help you out and kind of steer you in the right direction, that it helps a lot, because it was like, for me, it was like learning another language.
Oh, I mean, so much. And we talked about too, I think it's kind of funny because people will go, oh, how's your little blog doing? And you're like, what? Do you know how hard I work at this little blog?
I know. It's like the little blog that's like a little hobby, but it's like, you have no idea that it takes me at least 3 to 4 hours to write one post. And they're not even long, but it's by the time first of all, you have to take the photos, which doesn't even count. Take the photos, then you have to upload the photos and size the photos, and then write the copy and link everything in the post, and then link the photo. I mean, it's sometimes, Buster, my husband, he'll be sitting in the den and I'm writing, and all of a sudden I am like, expletive, and all of them fly. I mean, especially the big one. It flies out of my mouth because I get so frustrated, because sometimes I don't know, I just always seem to have a problem. But anyway, it's still
fun. Kind of like our technical difficulties the other day.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, oh my gosh. And when you want something to work, you need it to work, and you need it to work right now.
Exactly.
The other thing is, I find when I'm doing some of the different things that I'm doing, video is one of the things right now. It's so big. And, trying to figure out how to do something that takes most people no time. Right. But if you've never done it, it takes a lot of time to learn.
Well, it's just like learning how to do these reels.
Oh my gosh.
TikTok. And I mean, you've done it. I haven't. I mean, I've done a few, but the ones I've done, I've had some help. I cheat, and I've had some help.
Well, yeah, it's hard.
Because it's hard. And I just don't, I mean, it's just one more thing to learn. And it's like, and that's why I tell women all the time that, and we talked about this on Friday, about, even if you don't want to do anything, a blog or do anything like that, just learn a little bit about technology, about what's going on, because I kind of feel like, even my grandkids now have their iPads, and they have their own little, I don't know, whatever their email or something. It's not really an email. I don't even know what it is, but my phone would ring, or I'd be on my computer and it would say incoming Wiley, my grandson, and I'd click, okay, or whatever, answer it, and there he would pop up. And
Oh,
I mean, he doesn't have a phone. It's just something, I don't know how they do it, but anyway,
yeah.
it pops up. And so I get to talk, get to talk to him that way. And if I hadn't known how to do that,
Right. You would have missed out.
I'd miss out on that. And it's always the sweetest
Oh,
time. So yeah, but
yes, because your grandchildren used to live right there in town with you, and now they've moved away.
I'm so mad at them. I still haven't forgiven them. I'm so mad.
The parents could have moved, but the kids could have stayed, right?
Exactly. I don't even know. I'm going to see him this weekend. I don't know if I'm taking him a Valentine's present because I'm still so mad.
Well, I saw something walking around you a minute ago. If anybody's wondering what this hairy thing is in my lap, look.
Hope it's not your legs. Oh, hi.
No, I shave those every day. Look, say hey there. So if you guys are just listening to it, you're missing out. You need to go to YouTube and watch this because our dogs are saying hi to each other. They came from this. They do. And I have to tell you, with Mia, so mine's Mia and yours is Maisie, and they're about the same age. Just when's Maisie's birthday?
Isn't it? She's April 10th.
Okay, so she is March 17th, I want to say, but I can't remember.
They're about a month apart.
Yeah, but I have not gotten her hair cut, maybe just trimmed up, but not her hair majorly cut at all. You don't either?
I haven't either. No.
Well, and my other one, I've always gotten him cut shorter, but she's so pretty with all that long hair, but she mats.
Well, okay, so Maisie, I got her groomed, like bathed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, mine.
Weird thing with her chest hair. It's got this curly, long chest hair. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I woke you up from your nap. But it's hilarious. We think we're always like saying if she were a guy, it would be like an Italian hairy man.
Okay, but does she have this on the top still? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, oh my gosh, isn't it so funny? They're so funny.
They're so precious. I just love them. Just love them. Like I said the other day, I don't know what we would do without her during this whole COVID thing.
I know.
And I think dogs if you have a dog that's an indoor dog, I think dogs have become so dependent on all of us during all this, because usually you're going in and out of the house, and now I'm just here all the time. Exactly. So she's gotten used to it. And the first dog that we've ever had, because this is my fourth Cavalier, the very first one that we've ever allowed, or I shouldn't say my husband Buster's ever allowed to sleep with us. And boy, does she sleep. She sleeps in the middle on her own Tempur-Pedic pillow.
Oh my gosh.
She's spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Just rotten. But anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, mine are too. At least I have two of them, but that means they both sleep in the bed with me. And my husband would rather them be in the bed than me. Yeah. That tells you anything about how he feels about our dogs.
I love it.
So I'd be more like Buster, let's have the dog sleep on the ground.
Yeah, I love sleeping with her too. I just feel more secure. I don't know why.
Well, the only thing I don't like about it is they snore so bad.
Real bad.
Oh,
bad. Like louder than a man.
Oh, I mean, and think of it. I've got two of them in the bed with me, and then Jeff snores sometimes too. Yeah. And so I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Do you have a sleep mate?
No, it's the sleep mate.
The little round sleep mate that makes just like a white noise.
A noise. No, so I have this thing called a chill pad, and it makes that noise.
Good.
So yeah, it does help. It helps. I need probably something louder though.
Okay, and then here's the other thing that I've had to get from her now that she sleeps with us. I've had to get a vacuum cleaner like that.
Oh, to vacuum out the dog hair.
I vacuum our bed.
So what do you use? What kind of vacuum?
I've just blanked out on it. I'll give it to you. You can put it
Okay, in the show notes, yeah.
show notes. I'll get it and I'll put it on. You can put it on there. But I swear I vacuum our bed every morning.
Well,
How weird.
I roll it. I
Yeah,
roll it.
you'll like it
Um,
better.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
much
and
easier.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
much easier.
Okay, okay. Enough about our puppies, but we do love our puppies.
We did. We did.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this past year has been quite the year. We haven't been able to travel, and you're like me, we travel a lot.
Yeah, it's been a crazy. It was a crazy year. You know, during the whole COVID thing, my dad was really sick, and that was tough because they wouldn't allow us to go visit him. And, that was tough. And then he passed away. And then my daughter, this has been over in Europe. She got stuck over there at the beginning. And then she has her boyfriend lives in London. And so she was afraid if she came back, she would, get stuck. So she's coming home finally at the end of the month. So that's great.
So
And
you haven't seen her in how long?
a year,
Thank
a year.
goodness for technology, because you can still
Oh,
FaceTime with her and
yeah, we
stuff like
FaceTime
that.
all the
Yeah.
time. So that's
But
good.
still.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
and then, it's just been, we would have traveled to see our grandkids more,
mhm.
but, you just get, I don't know, I never know what to believe on everything going on. I never know what to believe. So, we've had to make some decisions on not to travel or whatever. It's just been a weird time.
It
And I
has
thought,
been.
it's like everyone thought that, woohoo, 2000, 2020 is over. And here comes 2021. And it's like, well, here we are, same situation, but hopefully it'll
Mhm.
get better.
That's what somebody was talking about one day. They were saying, like, this won't be a year, 20, it won't be like a year. It's going to be a time in history. Like, this is going to be a period of probably a few years that they look back, that are, and I mean, it's just kind of crazy.
So
It's
we were
not a year. It's not just one year.
not, we were watching our church online yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Our pastor he was saying that, he said, you got to figure out the new normal. He said, because normal, we're never going back to that. I mean, he basically said, we won't go back to that. It's going to be something totally new for us. So, it's just, we're living in a historical, for sure, a historical time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, and this time last year, I mean, if somebody would have told me that this was coming, I know about it was towards the end of February last year that we went to New York for the last time to market, because of Gus Meyer. And I remember my aunt telling me, she was like, I don't think you should go. There's this thing, there's this virus, and and I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm going to New York. Like, I thought it was the silliest thing ever.
well, we were in last year at this time, exact time, we went to Naples. Same reason we're going to see our grandson for his birthday. And I remember we were with my daughter-in-law's mom, and she was flying to San Francisco for her other daughter. And remember, it was like only on that cruise ship, maybe, that COVID was,
Yes,
and we're
yes.
like, have fun in San Francisco where all that COVID, I mean, just joking, thinking it would, it was just on that cruise ship. It was not going to be any big deal. And then lo and behold,
I know.
yeah,
I know. It's been
yeah,
quite the year. Yeah.
sure
So
has.
how has that changed your blog? Has it changed your blog? I know it has.
Yeah,
I know it has.
it has. I think the thing that I've noticed, or I felt the most. Sorry, we have somebody just walked in the door, and you can hear him talking. I'm so sorry. Um,
That's okay. That's life. This is real life, people.
and I don't want to scream, "Hey, be quiet." Um, but what I think I told you this before, that when all this happened, I think it was COVID, and then the Black Lives Matter, the whole thing, all this stuff that happened last year. And it, to me, I just didn't feel, it didn't feel authentic to me to go and post a bunch of stuff about shopping, which is what I post about.
Right.
It's fashion,
Right.
but it didn't feel authentic, or it didn't feel right to go, write posts and just say, oh, here,
Mhm.
buy this, buy that, when people were suffering and
Mhm.
people were losing their jobs, and there was just a lot going on, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. So I
Mhm.
kind of backed off for a little bit. And then I started posting. I used to post 3 days a week, and now
Mhm.
I'm 2 days a week.
Mhm.
And sometimes maybe once. I mean, it just depends on how I feel, but I
Mhm.
don't certainly don't want to I don't want to talk about fashion. And I mean, I know a lot of people have said, I wish you would, because it's a distraction. And
Mhm.
I get it, because it is a distraction. Like when I get down in the dumps, what do? I go get online and shop. I mean,
Yeah.
do.
Right.
Whether I
Right. Yeah.
buy anything or not, it's just
Mhm.
I go put it in my cart, and I'll come back to it, whatever. But
Right.
it's the feeling of shopping, just to
Mhm.
distract my mind. And I think people do
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But I just always want to be very sensitive to how or what's going on,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's how it's changed. I mean, I used to
Yeah.
post, oh, look at this cute thing. This is on sale. Or what about the, I don't know. It's just felt very different.
Mhm. Yeah, I would think so. Plus the fact that people aren't dressing up and going out and,
There's,
I mean, it's casual. It's
so
a
I just,
casual world.
I did, that reminds me of that line what was it? Was it the politician or the campaign? Come on,
Oh,
casual. She would have liked it that way. No, but before we got on, I had just gone over to, I live, where I live. I live
yeah.
about 6 blocks from Neiman's.
Lucky you.
I know I can walk, but I just was over just shopping, just kind of looking around. And I really, right this minute, I'm so uninspired,
Mhm.
because like you said, there's nothing but loungewear. I mean, that's it. But I could post on, like, I'm posting a dress tomorrow, but I mean, where are you going to wear it?
I know.
And
It's
everything's so,
crazy.
it is, everything's so casual. You're right. And it's all
Mhm.
like, everything is loungewear,
Mhm.
everything. And
Yeah.
so,
I mean, and honestly, I like that,
me
but
too.
I do like getting dressed up occasionally, but there's nowhere to wear anything. I mean, I go into Gus Meyer where my husband's family owns the store. We have some beautiful dresses and things like that that I'm like, or just really nice stuff. And I'm like, well, where am I supposed to wear that?
I know. I mean, there right now, and I mean, unless you go to a
Mhm.
wedding,
Yeah.
but I don't
Don't you
know.
feel like weddings come in waves too? And everybody's scaling back on the weddings, but we have not been even invited to a wedding this
I,
year, thank goodness. Um, because we would not have gone. My husband is so afraid. Jeff
right,
is so afraid of COVID.
right.
Um, and he is high risk. He had
Yeah,
that incident in May.
no, and
So
I get that. No, like you're saying, yeah, it's just there's not much I mean, not much to shop for.
mhm, mhm,
Unless you're going to the beach or something, and then,
right, right.
which you get to do all the time, which I'm so jealous.
I know. Well, which we've got to start planning a girls' trip to the beach for
For
sure.
sure. For sure. We will. We
But
will.
so what is? I mean, are there any trends for spring and summer?
Um, I think that, I think it's about this. The sleeve is a big deal.
Oh, that puff sleeve, right?
The puff sleeve.
I do love
I
that.
think color is, color, like
Uh-huh.
lots of color. Um, I'm
Any color in particular?
lavender,
Lavender. Yeah.
lavender, green.
You look great in lavender
I,
too.
It's one of my very favorites. Yellow is big.
Oh, I saw somebody the other day with a yellow coat on. It looked really good.
Yeah, yellow's really big. I think this, it's all about the sleeve. I've seen, the athleisure wear, the slide like house shoe kind of look
Mhm, mhm.
is really big. Clogs are like flat clogs are coming back, which I don't know about that, but I don't know if I'm a fan of them or not. I mean, I
Right.
haven't really tried them on yet
Mhm.
to see, but I think, oh, and I think like the dad pant, which is a kind of like a I've seen pleated and just a baggy pant.
Do you like that?
Kind of.
I'll have to see
Kind
that.
of. I mean,
Can't
I
imagine.
got a pair at Zara and they didn't fit right, but I think if I found a pair that fit right, I would like them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I asked you this the other day too, and like I said, it didn't work, and I was like, oh, I gotta ask you this again. What are your favorite products?
Okay, so I know that I mean, we talked about this, so I know what they are, and I'm not sitting in the same room, so I can't.
Show them, but that's okay. We'll
Okay,
link them. You'll send me the links to them all, and we'll
send
link
you
them.
the links. So, so let's see. For skincare, um, it's a product called Augustinus Botter,
Mhm.
and there are there's the cream and the rich cream. I use the rich cream because I'm dry, but it's something that I've been using now for 2 years religiously, and I think it is amazing, and I'm obsessed with it.
Mhm.
So I'll send you the link to that, and then or give you the link to that, and then there is an eye serum by Colleen Rothschild,
Mhm.
and I've been using this for probably 3 years now, and it has totally changed my underneath skin on my eyes,
Uh-huh.
um, just from dry to, I mean, they're no longer dry, and I'm obsessed with that. Okay, and then the other thing is Clé de Peau. I use their foundation because it's called the foundation,
Mhm.
and I love it because I don't like a heavy foundation, and this is just a really pretty foundation. So I
Mhm.
use that, and then I use my other favorite is Chantecaille, their mascara that I can't think of if there's a name to it, but we talked about this. It's expensive. I think it's $72 for the mascara, but it does have a peptide in it, a growth peptide, and it really does help your lashes grow. So you don't have to buy a separate lash growth, whatever. You can,
Right.
it's in here. And then I use another mascara that I'll send you the name of that. It's $5, and you can get it on Amazon, or I think Ulta's started to carry it, but it's really great too. And those are really my favorite products.
Oh, okay. Because I always learn a lot of times when we're able to be together, we go shopping together and we always end up at the makeup counter and
Yeah,
you always show me all these different things and we
yeah,
haven't been together in a while. So,
yeah.
and what, go ahead.
Or we play in the bathroom.
That's right, exactly. One of the other things I remember you sharing with me years ago, and I still wear this perfume some, and I can't even think of the name of it. But do you know which perfume I'm?
Lacune.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
And now Jody wears it too.
yeah, yeah. It's
Ah,
really good.
oh, it's so good. But is there any other fragrance you're loving right now?
Yes, and now I can't think of the name. It's and I can't pronounce the name, and so I will send you that
Okay.
too.
Okay.
It's Grand Soir, and it's by a French line, and it's Maison something. I can't pronounce the last name, but I will send you that. It's now my favorite.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love it.
I can always count on you for all the
It's
things.
really good.
All
Actually,
the things.
on today. Oh, and one other thing I love, not in the summer, like not in the heat of the summer, but in like now, I've tried not to wear aluminum deodorant.
Oh yeah.
And so I use and I'm obsessed with this too. It's Kapari. It's the coconut line,
Uh-huh.
and the deodorant is awesome. Love it.
Okay. Yeah, you'll definitely have to share that with us.
It's so good. Oh, and one other product I really, really, really love, because it's almost that time of the year to start using a self tanner.
Mhm.
And my favorite self tanner is a brand called Opalins. And I will send you that information as well, because that I always smell like a wet, dirty dog with self tanners. They smell horrible on me for some reason. This is the first one I've ever used. It smells like vanilla frosting,
Oh,
and it doesn't leave you. And they all once that chemical starts coming out, they all smell a little bit.
right.
This is the one I have found that smells the least, and it smells good when you put it on,
Okay.
and
Oh,
it gives
that's
great color.
good. Okay.
And it's actually by two girls that live in Dallas.
Oh, how cool.
I
Oh,
know,
that's
I
great.
know.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And what about sunblock? Because I know you wear sunblock.
Oh, all the time. Yeah, all the time. You have to wear
Do you
sunblock.
have any particular one that you just love, or do you?
Um, no, I mean, I use Elta,
Mhm.
that Elta
Yeah.
brand. I use that on my face. And I do like oh gosh, why can't I think of the brand? Um, Deanna, I'm blank on another one. If I was sitting in my other room, I'd have it right there to show you. But I can,
If you think about it, you can send it to me too.
I'll send that to you
But
too.
but
Yeah,
I do know. I mean, you and I've talked about this before. Sunblock is so
for
important.
sure. I mean, every day, whether it's cloudy or sunny, you have to wear it.
Mhm.
And Elta came out with, which I have on today. Elta came out with one for blue light, so it protects you from the blue light from all the devices that we have. So if
Oh
you're
wow.
not going to be outside, if you're going to be inside working all day, I will wear that.
Oh wow. Well, that's
Yeah,
good to know. Huh.
yeah, I
So
love that.
many good things. Okay, well, I know you don't really want to talk about it, but you did have a birthday this year, but we're not going to really celebrate it until
Well,
next year, maybe,
well,
right?
right, because it didn't count. I couldn't have a party.
I agree. I agree. And we need to have a big party. But let me ask you something. Do you think you've had to change things up as you've gotten older?
In what way do you mean?
Well, just in everything, really. I mean, probably in your thoughts, things have changed. I know they have for me, but like, I mean, okay, first of all, I know you pretty well. I know you haven't been a workout person all your life, but now you're working out with a personal trainer.
I am. Yes, I do. I mean, I do feel like things have changed. I mean, yes, they have changed. And I feel like I've always been, I've always been thin.
Hmm.
Um, it's just my genetic makeup. I'm just thin, and my butt, I have small bones.
Tiny bones, tiny bones.
But I've noticed that the older I get, the harder it is. And I remember friends telling me that, wait till you're this age, wait till you're that age.
Hmm.
And I'm being like, all right, sure. But I can see that that is starting to happen,
Hmm.
for me, like the stomach. I'm like, where in the hell did that come from? What is this? So yes, I think that's changed.
Hmm.
I think like I think as far as like fashion, I
Hmm.
think I'm a little bit more cautious about what I wear. I'm not saying that you can't wear what you want to wear, but I was just writing today in my post about I was showing some dresses and why I always show below the knee, like a midi or a maxi dress.
Hmm.
If you have great legs, show them. I think I mean, there's
Hmm.
no rules. But for me, I just think my skin's changed. And so,
Exactly.
I mean, it has. I'm honest, it's changed. And I might wear a shorter dress if I could wear tights with it, like an opaque tight.
Right.
But I just I don't know. I just think personally I like a longer dress.
Hmm.
I don't unless I'm working out or at the beach, I typically won't wear shorts
Hmm.
for that same reason. So I just think, and I know women, I know a lot of women won't wear sleeveless because they don't like the way their arms look. And it's not necessarily, like I say, the way you're on, it's the skin. It's the skin starts to change. So
No, I think that's the thing that people don't understand. I mean, here's the thing: we can work out all day long, we can do all these things, but our skin is going to change.
yeah,
Well,
gravity.
yeah, I mean, there's only
Yeah,
so much you can do,
yeah, yeah.
and but talking about arms, so I've noticed I had a photo shoot a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh my God, my arms. And I think, too, it depends on, and you and I both know this, when you're photographed, how you're standing, how you're photographed makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah, that's
But I definitely thought I need to work on this my upper body strength again because we lose muscle starting at age 30. We start losing our muscle. And so if
yeah,
we don't do something about
I've
it,
lost a lot.
oh,
Yeah,
well, especially probably with all of your stuff that you've gone through with chemo and cancer and all that, don't you think you've probably lost more?
yeah, I mean, I probably. I mean, I know chemo just does a number
Mhm.
on your whole body. I mean,
Mhm.
I think I mentioned to you that like even your teeth. It it
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know. It just every time that I go to the dentist, they're like, "Oh, well, we have to. You need a crown, or we've got to redo this." And I'm like, "What the heck?" And they're like, "It's typical for people that have gone through chemo. It just does something to your teeth." And
mhm.
it just, I mean, it's every time I see my gynecologist,
Uh,
she's she's like, "Well, it's the gift that keeps on giving." It's just like, what else? What else
I know,
is
and we have problems enough as we get older. We
yeah,
don't need something like that to add on
yeah.
even more problems,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. So, but it's just, you know what? It's just part of it for me. And I'll deal with all that because I'm very lucky to be here. So,
Yes, I know. And you know what? You do deal with it, but I definitely think there are things, depending upon, like, so for me, I decided I'm not going to just say, okay, I'm weaker. I'm going to work on my strength. I mean, I was reading an article the other day. It was talking about women can start lifting weights in their 70s and 80s and still gain muscle. So we don't have to just accept if we
that
want to change it.
so
And even with some of the things that, like you said, the gift that keeps on giving with cancer, with radiation, I mean, with chemo, there are different things that you can do.
yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. It's so funny because when you were saying that, one of the main reasons I started working out, I noticed we were at, I don't know, we were at a party. This was a couple years ago. We were at a party, and I remember, that song that, or I guess it was a wedding reception, and that song where they're like, get a little bit lower,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Uh-huh.
go. I literally got stuck.
Uh-uh.
Like I couldn't, and I had heels on. I was down, and I was like, I'm looking at my, looking at Buster, going, "You need to help me up because I can't get up. I mean, I'm stuck." And so now I mean now just because I've gained strength in my legs, I can do that.
Right.
But before I was just like, that was so embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, I'm stuck down here. And either I'm gonna have to sit down on the floor or he's gonna have to come help me get
But
you know,
and that's so important. So I mean, that we have that strength because even as we even get older from here, we need to be able to get up and down from the potty. I mean, come
exactly.
on, people.
Well, that and get down with your grandkids and play.
Exactly. That's the most important part. But yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Well,
Yeah,
even I can be down on the floor playing with Marlo, and I can grab her and lift her up from the. I can get, I'll be down on the floor and then grab her and lift her up. I have to be careful because I can my back, but
yeah.
still I can do that, which
You
I'm.
are you are a she woman.
Oh well,
Pretty
or you remember when Cole was young?
woman.
You saw
Yeah,
you
yeah.
saw a mother bear in action then,
That
right?
that was like watching the Incredible Hulk in female form. I was like, "What did I just see?"
That's a mom in action. So y'all don't know what we're talking about. So I'll kind of give you a little backstory.
It
But
was crazy.
it was crazy. I had just I was in the midst of my divorce, so I'd moved into another house with my boys, and my youngest son was like 10, and he was playing outside on a swing, and we had this like drop off, and it kind of went down into a ravine, and there were rocks down there. And my other son, my middle son, who was like 13 at the time, had built this swing that swung out, but the idea was to hold on, swing out, and swing back in. Well, Kathy was over there. I was showing her my new house or something, and the back door was open. And I hear all of a sudden we hear, Mom! And Cole had been home from school, and like I said, 10 years old, and he had swung out, and the whatever had broken, and he had fallen on those rocks. And I took off outside,
Well,
ran down that ravine barefooted,
yeah,
right?
you did. You
And
did.
picked him up, carried him back up the hill. He had broken his wrist, and it was.
But it was like this. I mean, it was like this. You just, I mean, it was like, I mean, it was like you were a super, like like you had superpowers. You were just like, boom. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, it's amazing what well
I know.
kicks in that adrenaline.
Yeah.
When you're a mom, it's like,
Well,
oh,
I'll never forget that. We've talked about that before
I
too.
know, I know,
Remember when you did
I know.
that?
It was crazy. I can't believe I did that still.
I can't either.
But anyway.
I can't either.
Well, okay. So, what are you looking forward to most in 2021?
Oh gosh. Let's see. Seeing my girl come back.
Oh, that's
That's going to be
awesome.
awesome. Um, you know, helping my mom navigate this new world of hers
Yes.
because she has not been by herself since she was 18.
Wow.
So, and she's having a great time. So, but just watching her is been really fun, and seeing her blossom is really fun, and I love that. And hopefully being able to spend more time with family, with my grandkids, and just the family. I mean, that's sort of where I am right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe travel a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm with
Keep
you.
friends.
I do want to travel a little bit, but I want to get together. Like I miss
Friends.
getting together with
Me,
you.
me too.
I really, really, that's one of
Me,
the things that I think that's for me almost the biggest void. I'm lucky that my kids live close and I've been
yeah,
able to see plenty of them. I've neither one of my parents are alive, so that's not a thing.
having your right.
So, so I think my girlfriends and really like hanging out with you and really we got to get me, you, Jody, and
I
Denise
know.
back together. But just being with people. I think that's the thing that the friendships are the most important and become even more important. I think as we age and as we go through even more and more things, we've already been through a ton of things together, but
Right.
I think I honestly believe these last half of our years will go through even more than ever,
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Yesterday when I was telling you about listening to our pastor, talking about, just the whole sermon was on friendships and how much why you need friends and how much our friends, how we should all have friends, and we are created to actually be in relationships. So he was just talking about that same thing, about how important it is to have a group of friends that, that you trust, and that you can, be accountable to, but that you share with. I mean, it's true. I mean, we need to be around each other.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's so interesting, because that's exactly what he was talking about yesterday.
Aw, I love that. I really do. And like I said, I do think it becomes, I was just thinking about this the other day because see with your father passing away this year, I was early to lose both of my parents.
Or
But Jody's mother passed away this year. Denise's mom passed away when my mom passed away. So, but her father is still alive. But we're having more and more things like that happening, things going on with our kids that I think it's even more important why we need each other and we need to really surround each other and be there for one another.
well, that and more of our age group is, I mean, there's starting to be some bad things that happen health
Oh,
wise.
exactly.
Yeah, and so I think that's going to be more prevalent, as the
I mean,
year.
I think, yeah, exactly. Like when you got cancer or when Jeff had his, I mean, I could have been a widow
Yeah,
this year. I mean, all these things, that you can't even imagine that could happen. But that's why we need to stick together with our girlfriends and
I
really
know. It's so
cultivate
important.
those relationships. And it's hard sometimes. It is hard because we have families and that's one of the things that I love about you so much is that you love your kids and you love your grandkids and you love your husband, and that's so awesome. But we have to spend time focusing on our friendships as well, right?
Well, right, and I do love my friends.
Yeah,
So,
you
yeah,
are good, great with your friends.
I do love
So,
my
but I
friends.
think it takes work. It doesn't just come easy.
No, it doesn't. But back to the sermon I heard, he was saying, even right now when it's, you know, COVID times or whatever, even getting on FaceTime with your friends, or, he said, if you have to put on 4 masks to go, to go out, if that makes you comfortable, then do it. But you need to be around people. You need this being secluded away from, you know, family, friends, whatever, is not healthy.
No,
Not
not at
healthy.
all. Not at all.
So I don't, I can tell that I get down in the dumps
Mhm.
and blue, when I don't
Yeah.
have, talk to my friends. I really do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So, well, Kathy, thank you so much for joining me
Oh,
again.
are
It's
you
so much
kidding?
fun. I just love
I,
it, and we're gonna hang together really
I,
soon. We're gonna make a plan for the beach, and you have to bring Maisie.
I are you kidding? I, I will for sure. Just thank you so much for asking me to do this, and I'm just really proud of what you've done and how you've grown and what you're doing for other people.
Oh, well, I love you, girl. Thank you.
I love you too.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another episode of Well and Worthy Life. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Also, check out my YouTube channel because I'm going to be recording some of these podcasts and you will be able to watch the video. And this one is a perfect example of that. So be sure and check that out. Also, always go and check out the show notes. That's where you're going to find everything. And oh, Kathy, tell them exactly where they can find you. I should have said that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They can find you on Instagram
At the Middle Page blog,
and where's your website?
it's www.the-middlepage.com.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.